Welcome in, everybody, to Fantasy Pros MLB. This is Leading Off Live, brought to you by Bet365. Bet $5, get 150 in bonus bets when you do with Bet365. When you use that promo code Leading Off, it's me, Joey P. That, of course, is the Welsh, and it's you, the Peanuts and the Cracker Jacks. Guys getting called up, guys getting sent down. Welsh, this is a very, very busy show we have today. A lot going on, but I think we got to start in the keeping it real category because once again, I will get the crown here. I am the king of keeping it real. I sucked yesterday with the betting. I sucked so bad. It was awful. I was over. Everything that was on paper that should have been good was bad. The upside down was upon us. And Welsh, you were speaking to me before the show. You did not fare much better.
No, it wasn't a good day. And I was telling you, like, I get annihilated. Sometimes volume can annihilate you, but also just because I get hinged into something and, parlaying is never a good idea. So if you get into that range as well, but looking to simplify, looking to get into simplification today with even though I have like one money line parlay thing I'm going to do, but trying to simplify some stuff because woof on a lot of ends. Kind of similar to Jordan Walker.
Well, look, the thing is, I mean, Michael King against the Rockies, that should have been good. He was bad, and not only he still almost got to McKay-Proc, but he fell a little short.
Yeah.
Twins, obviously, upside down. I mean, we could just get through the headlines. Might as well just go to it here. Jordan Walker getting sent down. That's probably where we got to start. This is the second time now that this has happened in 2 seasons. So what does this mean to the long-term value of Jordan Walker, but also short-term? Do you think this is just the latest in another outfielder gone wrong for the St. Louis Cardinals that'll end up somewhere else and turn things around?
This one kind of confuses me. Not that like he was stinking. Like, that's not what's confusing. The confusion is like, I think last year was a lot easier to stomach. He was sent down, hitting 270. Defensively, he was just kind of like, well, like that. I kind of got where we were with that. This year I don't, because you've had an entire offseason to work through. There is kind of a plethora of outfielders, like we've had a year of this and it's been so bad. Also, I was a little defendy. Someone asked this. I don't remember if this was ITL or here, but someone had asked like, hey, do you think Jordan Walker is going to be okay? Outside of like the interface stats, he's hitting like 155. That stinks. Doesn't have a homer. That stinks. But from an underlying perspective, though his strikeouts are up a little bit, hard hit was in line with last year. Pretty good. He was barreling the ball more. He was hitting the ball harder, 91.7 average so far this year. But the expected was trailing. Strikeouts were up a little bit. It just felt like he had some of the workings of like, oh, if you are digging into him deep, we think he can get okay. He can turn this around. This tells a completely different story, especially to a team that I think does pay attention to this stuff. I'm more pessimistic about this for sure, that, he's sent down. What's the path to get back up when guys like Carlson are going to come back? Tommy Edman's going to come back. If there's an opportunity, does Victor Scott come back before him? I mean, his bat is broken and I don't know what their plan is to fix it. Obviously bringing him down to fix it. But yeah, I mean, any optimism I think has to go out the window. And I saw someone yesterday say they were already cutting Jordan Walker. Kind of an easy cut. And I don't think this is one of those like, oh, you go and swoop up and pick him up and hold him, because it's like, why? The Cardinals didn't even let the Orioles are letting Jackson Holiday get through this, and the Cardinals are not letting Jordan Walker get through this. That's telling. That's pretty telling.
I don't think Jordan Walker will be a Cardinal at the end of the year. I think they have soured. I do. And I know it's early to sour, but it just feels, as you said, they don't need him necessarily. So if he can't contribute right away and there's pressure on the Cardinals to bounce back from last year's disappointing season, then if Walker can help bring you in, a veteran starter to help you in the second half of the year, I could see something like that.
I don't think that's going to happen. I think the Cardinals are super, super like hold on to everything, even when it fails. Like, they just don't ever see them make those moves. Dylan Carlson, they're still like grabbing. Well, no, like who are the?
Well,
I'm
just thinking of Stephen Piscotty, and I'm thinking of there was another one before Piscotty too. Randall Grichuk. I'm thinking of Randy Rosarena. I'm thinking of Adolis Garcia. I'm thinking of guys that just
Adolis and Randy, completely different, I think, situation. All of those are different than these. These weren't
all different, but they're all just different versions of the Cardinals going, failures. Yeah, we're not done.
Yeah, no, I mean,
We're
it's
done with this
also
thing.
versions of their failures. Like,
Yeah.
it's hilarious seeing they can't develop Dylan Carlson. They can't develop, obviously, Jordan Walker. I love Lars, but Lars is always getting hurt. Tommy Edmonds hurt. Like, they get rid of Tyler O'Neill. Boy, that would have looked great to be on his team leading the league in home
Another one.
runs.
I totally forgot about it. There's
Can you
another
imagine
one.
that
Tyler
outfield
O'Neill.
right now could be Randy Rosarena, Adolis Garcia,
And
Tyler
Tyler
O'Neill.
O'Neill. Yeah.
Great. So they can't.
I've never seen an organization that develops outfielders at such an alarming rate that end up going somewhere else and becoming halfway decent or good. Like, it just,
Yeah.
I
Had
don't
they
know.
gotten rid of
bad
Dylan
evaluation
Carlson,
system.
had they got rid of Dylan Carlson and they were a little bit more trigger happy, I think I would agree with you on this. I would say, though, this team is kind of a disaster. The old pieces are kind of failing. They toyed with this idea last year. Hey, we might revamp and just kind of retool. I don't think in retooling, you go and trade Jordan Walker. I think they're going to hold on to that. They're going to, whatever they're going to do, God knows what they're going to do in the minor leagues to try to fix that. But I think this is just a bigger outwardly problem. That the only fantasy takeaway here, if you believe that, I think that's great. If he were to go to another team, that might be the best thing that happened. I don't. And I think that actually furthers the point of why it's a bigger disaster the rest of the season for fantasy and might not even be an option until this team finally gives up and stops trying to play veterans and starts moving the veterans, not the young guys.
I understand the Piscotty situation was a little different, but if you are a great asset to the team, they're going to tell you, look, I'm sorry, but we're going to keep you,
I don't think they know what great assets of the teams are. They know how to spend $200 million. They don't know how to develop.
Yes, that's true. So let's go to something good. Max Fried was good. Struck out 6. Complete game shutout of the Marlins. The Marlins are a mess. Logan Gilbert. Money in the bank. Logan Gilbert. We should just bet honestly, Welsh, you should just be betting every Logan Gilbert start, whatever.
Well, you know what I did bet, by the way?
The Rangers, too. 6 2/3 innings, 2 hits. I mean, great one for him. Shutout.
I had bet his under walks because he had been really under control of that. And then I think he walked 3 in the first, 5 bats, like 1 2/3 of an inning or something like that. But yes, he's consistent even when that offense doesn't get going. Also, can we get hyped that Julio Rodriguez finally got on the board? Could this be the start where I put in the trade video? Go buy Julio right now. We saw your trade idea, or the one we brought up on the show. I saw someone actually make and tweet us that they traded their Mike Trout to go get Julio Rodriguez. And, we'll see how that looks at the end of the season because, Mike is still going. Our buddy Mike is still going. But Julio, this could be the trajectory to start getting him going. I was very excited about that last night.
Yeah, look, this is just... Again, it's a great big duh. Like, of course he's going to start hitting at the end of April. This is what he does every single year. I mean, the numbers don't lie on this. This is not a one-off. It's a very strong trend. And it's something that when you draft him, you have to have a plan for now until he proves otherwise. And maybe one year he'll prove otherwise, or maybe when he ends up some other location, maybe it's Seattle in April. I don't know. Whatever it is, he is not good for the first few weeks of every season. And then after that, he is MVP caliber. And
that might just change where you draft him early on in drafts. Like maybe he's not.
No, it's not going to change.
3.
It's just going to make sure that, hey, I'm going to make sure I take one more outfielder. Or if there's somebody else on the waiver wire early on, I'm going to grab an outfield. Not that I want to sit Julio, but I need to have a hot hand out there. I can't just sit and have 2 guys in my outfield that are kind of sucking wind. Erick Fedde, he was sucking strikeouts. 11 for him. 11 against the Twinkies. 2.73 ERA. 30 Ks, 9 walks, over 26 innings. You're buying the Fedde.
I'm kind of buying the Fedde. I don't buy the big, massive strikeouts that he put up. I mean, though this would have been the world's greatest ladder of all time. And also because the Minnesota Twins strike out like crazy. So it kind of is staring you in the face. But he's not like the ultimate big strikeout guy. He had 17 swing and whiffs in this, though, which was a 39%. So in this game, he was. Cutter, sinker, splitter, all had at least 5 swing and whiffs. That's what we're looking for. The actual called strike percentage of the CSW was a little bit, I mean, it was so great, 34%, but it didn't equate to the amount of strikeouts he got. This just kind of comes back to the Twins. If you get someone who's either painting corners or is a, big power pitcher, big strikeouts are going to happen. So I wish I had kind of saw this. Fedde has been relatively consistent early on. It's just on such a, garbage crap team. I gotta take a break from little Nerfies for a little bit because I had played this game and I think Fedde gave up. I think he gave up a homer right off the bat or however it was. It's a little bit frustrating to see the early ons, but he really settles in and he's looked good. And one of those guys deep in drafts, you get in the 300s, you should be happy about it if you own him.
So you're pro Fedde, not con Fedde. Cody Bellinger hit a home run yesterday, then ran into a wall, but it's okay. He's got x-rays are negative on the ribs. Guys coming around a little bit, also in the headlines. Riley Green, 2 for 3, 2 home runs. It's a good day for him. Christian Encarnacion Strand, 3 for 4, 2 RBIs for him. And Eloy Jimenez, 2 for 3 with a homer. So Green, CS, Eloy, things are starting to look up, right? So there's opportunity here still to buy these players. Guys with talent aren't going to be down for too long. Guys have down months all the time. When you go back at the end of the year, you're going to look at all of the different, month to month statistics of guys. You're going to see like, oh, that was a bad month. But when you have the bad month in April, people lose their mind. And it's something you have to remember and say, okay, a bad month of a player that you really like and you really thought was going to be good, like a CES, or like a Riley Green. Think to yourself, okay, pretend it's June, that this is the bad month he's having, and then go about your business. And then if he has a bad May too, or a couple weeks into May, then you can start going, all right, I need to evaluate and make some changes. Do you agree or disagree? And what do you think about these 3 guys coming around?
Yeah, I mean, I for the most part agree with like what you're saying. Like, this is just the thing we've kind of been talking about all April, like making big, massive decisions on players you've invested in April with some struggles. It's kind of blah. Like, you might have a league format that you have to make that. If you're in a 10-team league and there's really great guys on the wire, like, okay, you can start making those decisions. But, this is the adjustment period time. Of all those guys, like, I think it's all interesting. Eloy, when healthy, is just always someone you can, I mean, he was the best player in spring. You can count on the bat if he's there, though none of his, Luis Robert and Yoel Moncada are there. But it's Riley Green. Riley Green is the big one for me. We had somebody tweeting at us yesterday about like they wanted to cut Riley Green and then they had benched him. And it's like, that's the one I don't get over because, the hard hit numbers are down a little bit from last year, but the strikeouts are down. He's walking like crazy. Serviceable XBA, barrel percentage crazy, hitting the ball hard. Yes, exactly. Like, those are the reasons I like Riley Green, and he's hitting in that third part of the order. And I think it's going to catch up because he's a good contact guy who's showing the underlying stuff to take that contact and put it into power. So like, I'm an apologist to Riley Green. So when people are like, oh, I'm kind of done. Like, I'm not. I'm probably going to hold until he gets optioned, which is not going to happen like Jordan Walker.
Connie in the chat, by the way, 100%. Again, I'm keeping it real today. It's very keeping it real kind of day. Connie says, Joe's face when he's listening, but really just reading the chat is my favorite. I am listening. I'm also reading the chat. I'm also producing the show. It's a lot going on, Con.
There's a lot going on. I mean, yesterday, Joe asked a question about cleaning your glove, and I'm like, I shave or whatever it was.
Yeah, what's Welsh's excuse? He's not producing the show, too.
I'm doing this. Okay. I'm doing the same thing, though. I got to look up stats. I got to talk through. If you see me looking down, I'm looking at the chat. There's a lot going on here. So be very specific when you're talking about shaving cream, Joe.
I was talking about the gloves and breaking the gloves. You just
say it a lot of times. People are always like, hey, please repeat the names of the players. Repeat the glove or the face or the topic of shaving cream, please.
All right. Well, let's repeat the giveaway, see, because I am producing the show. See, I got to look to bring up slides like this. Trophy Smack Fantasy Baseball Championship Belt. This one can be yours. All you got to do is subscribe to Fantasy Pros MLB, comment on any video, and you are automatically entered. The Jose Ramirez jersey, poof, it's gone.
Hey-o.
Trophy Smack Fantasy Baseball Championship Belt is here.
What would you put on that belt?
At Trophy Smack.
I would see where it says text. It says custom text at the top.
Oh, I thought you meant like in the middle instead of the baseball, because somebody on Discord made an emoji of me. I would put my face emoji on that. That's
you would put your face on your own belt. I would have bet all the money in the world.
Me.
What would you put on there? Would you put like, I don't know, a wrestling?
I have a Trophy Smack one that says Mr. Black Book. I actually have one where I got to do that, and it says Mr. Black Book and the whole thing, and it's quite nice. It's up there for another one of the many expert league championships that I've won the last few years in football.
No big deal.
So yeah, no big deal. No big deal. Just drop it. Speaking of that, somebody saying about dropping Langford. I agree with Eric. Do not drop Langford. Don't drop him. That's
lots of questions about Langford lately. People are like, should I drop Langford for Heston Kjerstad? No, we don't know the level of commitment that they're going to have to Heston Kjerstad with just because Austin Hayes is out. They got a bunch of lefties, and it just doesn't look like it fits 100%. Like they're going to keep him up the entire season. Not saying they won't, but it might be kind of platoony. So to drop a player like Wyatt Langford, who is also struggling early on, not struggling beyond belief like a Holiday, but he is not living up to expectations. I if anything, my goal with a Wyatt Langford would be to get him on my bench and make moves somewhere else that I can put a serviceable player on until he gets right, because I do think he will.
All right, let's continue on. There's one more thing to get to. Francisco Alvarez is going to be out 2 months with the surgery on his thumb. Tristan Casas is going to be out for a while with that rib fracture. Who are their best guys there? Like, I know we're talking about waiver wire, and I got the waiver wire video coming out too, but catcher is always a tough one. Who would you recommend right now? People looking, because this is not like a 2-week injury. This is a 2-month injury at catcher, that stuff. First base is easy. It's Nathaniel Lowe for me that is just not rostered in enough leagues. I'd run and pick him up everywhere if I had Casas. But what about the Alvarez situation? That one seems harder to me.
The one that just jumped up to me is Ivan Herrera with the Cardinals, because Wilson Contreras also got re-injured last night. He's been getting some time at DH. They just got rid of Walker, by the way, for the Cardinals. You get Walker, that's one less person. That's one more opportunity for another bat to go into the outfield. And a guy like Ivan Herrera, if Contreras was there, he could be DHing. If not, he's a great option because he should get a lot more playing time right now. The power is real. Angela said in the chat, Travis d'Arnaud, who we've talked about. Absolutely. That'd be another one if he's kind of floating out there. I think Ivan Herrera, though, fits the mold of like, oh my gosh, the league has picked up all the catchers. There's not a lot of options. That would be the guy I'd probably go look at.
The tough thing, I should say, with d'Arnaud is Murphy's imminent return.
That's kind of the point. Like, he's good for now. And sometimes you just need to.
Like, he's not a long-term solution there, I don't think. But
well, one of the things you can also look at with catcher is it might be a streamy type of position, pending the league you play in. Like, if you lost a major catcher, which, what were we saying all offseason? Like, I don't want to invest highly. I was completely wrong about Moreno, by the way. You need to replace him. But the point was like the differential.
Do you, again, it's only April. Do you want to just replace him? Like, is that.
If there was but this is what I was getting at is like, I think the position, if your league warrants it with serviceable options, you could just don't fall in love with a catcher if you're in that position. Just start streaming. Take a Travis d'Arnaud for now, and then
Patrick Bailey up to hitting 298.
Sure,
for San Francisco. 57
hot bats at catcher. Don't fall in love unless you got an elite guy. Unless you got William Contreras at this point.
Diaz for Colorado hitting 300. That's another one thrown out there too. I mean, there's some guys out there. Again, it's tough in the catcher streets. Let's have some fun here, some fun ones. Sixto Sanchez is going to start against the Braves today. That's going to be fun. Well, you're looking forward to that. I know I am.
That'll be a great 2 innings.
James Paxton, 1 run, 5 hits, 4 2/3. Bobby Miller working his way back. Walker Buehler working his way back. I said this before the season started. I'm like, Paxton's not long for this rotation, folks. This whole notion of somehow Paxton was going to be a guy who's going to help them. Like, we're not even out of April. And it's like, I think people are already throwing their hands up with Paxton. Would you agree?
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't look super great, and they've got tons of options. There's going to be guys that are floating out. Will they be aggressive? That's the thing I've said about the Dodgers this whole time. They've got so many assets in the minor league system from the bottom to the top of even guys that are ready that, whether they were putting Kyle Hurt, Landon Knack, Gavin Stone on the rotation, or they're moving some of these players to get extra help. There's just not, I don't think there's a lot of wiggle room for this team to have liabilities. And I think James Paxton is a liability. And Walker Buehler's coming back, like the Baron said.
Mike Trout hitting leadoff yesterday. How do you feel about that?
I love that. I mean, he's not getting RBIs anyways, hitting 2 or 3. So just put him at leadoff. Why not?
It doesn't matter, right? Nobody's on in front of him.
He has 9 homers and 12 RBIs.
Bunny. Remember that old, again, I assume you watch Bugs Bunny cartoons. I don't want to assume, but remember when Bugs Bunny played every position? Like Bugs Bunny first base, like he's got to hit lead off and then drive himself in. I feel like that's
like a Buster Posey type of thing. 100%. It is a crazy, like, laughable stat, but it is like 12 RBI with 9 homers right now. It's pretty amazing that no one else.
Somebody out there in the chat put up the pace of something like 40 homers and 57 RBI or something like that. I can't find it. I don't know where it is. But also in the chat, by the way, do you know we have multiple Angelos in the chat?
I've seen about the chat is hot today, by the way. They're attacking me. They're going at they're just going at everybody.
No, I don't think everybody loves me. Who's attacking me? Connie wasn't attacking me. That was just funny. See, that's
and Connie said right after, she's like, oh yeah, Welsh never pays attention. Hey guys, I'm also doing the analysis here too. I gotta look at sheets. He's
wearing a lot of hats, folks.
Yeah. See, a lot of hats. We'll go to the Scorpion now. You guys are being rude.
There you go.
This one's tight.
We don't want to cut off your.
Why is that? This is a different size. I was going to say why. Like I have like 7.5. I wear 7.5. Sometimes 7.5 doesn't feel the same. Why is that? We got rookie Lookie stuff. We got 3 up, 3 down. We got a lot going on. Real quick, Corbin Carroll not in the lineup yesterday. Again, tough lefty. Fine. Give him a day off.
1 homer, 8 steals. This is the time to start throwing out deals for him. Just want to say
we got moved to 7 today, by the way. The game is going to be kicking off in about 25 minutes since we're going. They moved it down to 7. Good. Why? No, good. I'm sick of it. I watch Corbin Carroll every single night. You know what he does? Swings at every first pitch, the amount of pop-ups. He's not lofting the ball. I am sick of it. Push him down in the lineup to get him going if he's going to get going. I bring back again. Who'd you rather have rest of the season, Corbin Carroll or Ellie De La Cruz?
Well, it's hard not to say Ellie De La Cruz because Ellie De La Cruz has been fantastic, and you're going to get a fair amount of steals from Ellie too. So yeah, I mean, it's hard to disagree with that. All right, lots of rookie stuff to get to. Kyle Manzardo, Guardians first baseman prospect, hit a homer 3 straight games now for AAA. Got to keep an eye on him. Also, the Brewers prospect, the third baseman Tyler Black, homered and stole base on Tuesday. Now, this is a prospect maybe some of you don't know about. 23 years old, 55 steals between double and AAA last year, hitting 329 with 3 homers, 3 steals through 20 games. Your thoughts on Tyler Black, which also for your wrestling fans out there, the original name of Seth Rollins in Ring of Honor before he became Seth Rollins.
I didn't know that. I do want to say we have a prospect segment we're going to do tomorrow, and these would be some of the guys we're going to talk about, Joe. So thank you for that. But Tyler Black,
well, don't give away the house. Just give me a little...
You're giving away the house. You're giving away Manzardo and Tyler Black.
Better yet. That's the rookie lookie. Tune in tomorrow if you want the full breakdown when the article comes out. There you go. Yeah. That's called a tease. Christian Scott, I don't know if you want to tease him or not, but he struck out 8 guys. Again, there's no room at the in for him right now, but you should be picking him up. 34 strikeouts, 4 walks. But you talk about him every week. So I don't we're
not going to talk about him tomorrow. This is a fine one. I think Black.
What about Marco Luciano? You talking about him tomorrow?
No, I'm sick of Marco Luciano. I don't care if he's hitting 350, but he doesn't hit at the major league. That's how I feel about Marco Luciano. Ooh, you hit 350? I just don't think that's ever going to work. They love Nick Ahmed. Christian Scott, I just if he's not here by May 1st, I am going to be surprised. He is so good in the minors right now. I'd say they find a spot start to see what you get out of it.
Oh, from who? From
Christian Scott. Oh,
I was not listening for you.
No, you weren't.
I was shaving cream. Yeah. 3 up, 3 down. Logan Webb, 6 hits, 8 scoreless innings against the Mutts. Byron Buxton, 3 for 4 with a double and a dinger. And Bobby Wood Jr. continues to be MVP caliber, 3 for 4 with a double and 2 more ribbies. Tremendous.
Can he win the AL MVP?
Oh, certainly in the mix. Soto's, right now, I think you got to have that Soto conversation. He's in the mix.
I think it's Soto.
April, so I don't like to have this conversation because it's still Julio in my mind until further notice.
That's a really good point. But I feel like it's like Soto and Witt. Maybe I'm forgetting.
Manny Machado was the leader last year for MVP for like 3 months, and I was like, just pump the brakes, everybody, relax.
Yeah.
And then that did not happen, did it? 3 down. Grayson Rodriguez killed us yesterday, both of us, because we both had Grayson Rodriguez investment, and it sucked. 7 runs, 11 hits, but I'm not bitter. He did strike out 7 guys, but whatever. JP France. 5 earned runs for him. Is it AJ blah blah time?
What? Who?
AJ blah blah.
Blah blah. I know it's continuous.
Blah,
Spencer Arrighetti time.
Forget Spencer Arrighetti. He's already up there.
Forrest Whitley.
He sucks too. Is it blah blah time?
Maybe they do a little attempt of a blah blah.
He's a vampire. AJ blah blah. Evan Carter struck out 3 times. Can he drop Evan Carter? He was 0 for 4.
No, you're not going to drop Evan Carter. Come on. They're the better outfielders
I will
there?
say this. Of all the guys that I was fading coming into the season, how many shows did we do where I just obliterated Evan Carter?
Yeah, you blah-blahed all over Kevin
I blah-blahed all over that dude. All right. Injuries blah-blahed all over everybody's fantasy team yesterday. Nolan Jones removed from back stiffness. Wilson Contreras, he came out with the hand discomfort. Lane Thomas is going to undergo an MRI today on his left knee after a slide. Cardinal. This one doesn't look good. I imagine we're going to miss multiple weeks here with Lane Thomas. You agree?
Yeah, probably. James Wood time. By the way, that means James Wood. Pay attention if he is going to miss time. You know what? I didn't even think about this until this second. Go and grab and swoop up James Wood just like right now, just in case, because if Lane Thomas does hit the IL, it is the opportunity for them to bring him up. So if you can go do it now before there's an announcement of any of those things. You can beat all your team, all the teammates and stuff to the wire, because and obviously they could also go and be like, oh, by the way, we're going to sign this 35-year-old journeyman like they did with like Eddie Rosario. But this is the opportunity for them to justify bringing up James Wood, who has been awesome.
I'm going to add him right now in our Fantasy Pros League. Now that you're saying
I wasn't invited to you, yeah.
What do you mean you were? You weren't in either of them?
No, Never got an invite.
Wait a minute. The lead baseball analyst is not invited to any of the baseball leagues
Nope,
this year?
didn't get a single invite.
Wow.
Nobody messaged me. No, not important. Oh, this guy doesn't.
Would you have done it anyway?
Shaving cream on his glove. I'd say yes to like everything. Who says yes to more things at this place than me?
It's fair. It's fair.
Yep.
All right. Let's continue on here. Hold on. I'm making this ad drop.
Okay, how about this? Let me point this out because this is going to absolutely screw and ruin the betting segment here because I had a great bet that was going to play because I don't know if you've seen it in the chat, but the biggest injury, it literally went down as the show started. Blake Snell was put on the IL retroactive to yesterday, and he was supposed to start today, and I was 100% going against him in his strikeouts. So that will not be a part of the betting segment now. That happened while the show was going on. But Blake Snell not starting in this game, already hitting the IL. That's blah. And there's another prospect. Look out for Mason Black. If Mason Black gets the call up to fill that spot, that would be very exciting. I love Carson Whisenhunt, but I don't know if Carson Whisenhunt will get the opportunity because he's in AA. So Mason Black would be a player who is dominating in the PCL right now. He would be a great stream starter with Snell on the IL if that's the way they go.
Yeah, I got Tyler Black. You got Mason Black. You got all these guys. This
Black.
is nice. Black. All right. We've also got guys working their way back from injury. Yohan Duran, 4 hits, struck out 3 on Tuesday. Rafael Devers supposedly going to be back in the lineup today. JD Martinez went 1 for 4 in the rehab start. Hopefully we're getting him back. I would assume by early next week. John Means, still not great. 3 runs in 4 innings. He's just, hey, Johnny, just keep rehabbing. Eventually, when you stop giving up a million runs, maybe you can come back. Paul Sewald, unearned run, 2 outs yesterday on Tuesday in the minor league rehab start. Framber Valdez could possibly start in the weekend. And Max Scherzer is going to be in a minor league rehab start on Wednesday with AAA Round Rock. So that's today, last time I checked, which means he's going to make 1 rehab start, maybe 2. You're going to get Max Scherzer back pretty soon here.
Mid-May, it's going to be happening. And I was with you, by the way. I was with you.
Well, let's do it right here. It's the 24th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the
31st, 30th.
I could see him on the 5th of May coming back on the Sunday.
I think it's after that. I think he'll get 3 starts because he missed all of spring. I think he's going to at least get 3. But I was with you. I just want to point out why I forgot it was Wednesday because of our crazy schedules. But then I remembered because we will be hanging with everybody right after this show on Discord, hanging out for cleaning up, which I hope everybody comes and hangs out with us doing the live show on the Discord at fantasypros.com/chat or fantasypros.com/cleaning up to go straight there. And you can be a part of the show. That's how I know it's Wednesdays when we talk to you guys, because it is easy to forget what the hell day it is.
It certainly is. The NFL drafts tomorrow. Oh my goodness.
Oh my God, we're naked.
The upper has no clothes. Oh, geez, that was so much better. That's an oops, but that's okay. It's time to get back on the horse, Welsh. It's time to forget the past of yesterday and turn our attention to Wednesday's best bets
of the day
with Joey P and the Welsh. Of course, make sure when you are betting, use that promo code leading off on bet365. Bet $5, get 150 in bonus bets when you do. 21 or 18 over in Kentucky. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-BETS-OFF in Iowa. Terms and conditions apply. Welsh, yesterday, no bueno. So I am just going all in on Juan Soto and the Yankees against the A's today. So give me the Yankees -1.5 at -105 today on the run line. Give me Juan Soto. Now you can play this 2 ways. You could do fun or conservative, or both. You could do 2 units on the over 0.5 RBI of +165. That's a great number for Juan Soto today against a righty on the mound for the A's. Or Juan Soto, if you're really feeling lucky, +370 for a home run today.
Like the mullet of bets. Lucky. It's like party in the front or business in the front, party in the back.
You're right.
Yeah.
So we're going Soto mullet bet today. We've made a thing now. This is a new Welshism, the mullet bet. So again, you could do both. You could do both, or you could just be business, or just do party, whatever you want to do.
I'd say the front side you got to go low unit, and then the back one you got to go high unit. That's the business, and then the party. So
there you go. And the Twins, I'm going to try to love again after yesterday. It's not going to be easy after Fedde destroyed me, but that's okay. Twins -1.5 +120 against the White Sox today. So we're going to run that back. And again, I'm all in on the Yankees today against the A's. So the easy thing to do here, take the Yankees on that 1.5 run line I mentioned earlier, -105, and then take Juan Soto just to get a hit. Keep it real simple. It's a -180 juice, but you put those 2 things together, just the Yankees to win by more than a 1.5, and get the Juan Soto, get one hit. That's it. Just one hit, just one rib. You get the same game parlay at plus 162. So that's a pretty good deal. Welsh, I know Snell is now out, so you have to make a hard pivot. What do the rest of the bets of the day look like for you?
I do have a pivot. Yeah, my play of the day was going to be going under Blake Snell strikeouts. I had all my analysis here, loved it, bloop, and then IL, so he's gone. So can I still win that? I literally had to make that bet, so they're going to have to uncash that. I'll tell you the other two that I had. I do want to say I do love the Yankees bet. I'm probably going to solo bet that on the run line with you. I didn't put that because you had it there. Listen, at the end of the day, it is just not super smart to play in a lot of parlays. I'm messing around, screwing around with things that it did hit yesterday, my strikeout parlay, but then you can get screwed like I did last night with the Orioles just stinking and the Padres stinking. But in an inverse version of what you have the Yankees minus 1.5. If you want to play money line, you can't play the Yankees money line really. So I'm going Yankees and Braves money line parlay, and that is just almost exact even money. So Yankees to win straight up. I like Clark Schmidt, don't love Joe Boyle, and we got our buddy Reynaldo Lopez that's on the mound going up against Sixto in the Atlanta game. So money line parlay, even out. I really like that one. I'm also going to go Yankees like your bet. I am going to go sit. This is it's a kind of risky one, but I love the starting pitchers, and this is what's been killing me lately. But Cincinnati, Philly, 4.5 under through the first 5. Lodolo's on the mound. Spencer Turnbull's on the mound. I could have talked myself into nerfies, but I'm not. But I'm going to go under 4.5 runs that these two pitchers are going to be able to maintain. Again, you got a really strong lefty in Lodolo that's going to be maintaining, and Turnbull has been really good. And I'll tell you, since I lost the Snell one, this is one I've been sitting on right now. I wanted to play something with the under runs with that Garrett Crochet, that Chicago, and and Twins. I wanted to play an under on that. But the first 5 under, you can't do minus 4.5. I'm going to play it minus 3.5 through the first 5. Garrett Crochet, I fully believe, is going to bounce back. Joe Ryan should dominate in this one. He's Ryan.
Been dominant all year.
And I believe Garrett Crochet is going to bounce back here. So 3.5 through the first 5 under you can play on this. The total game line is 6.5. That's also not a bad play, but I want to attach myself to the starters. So that's why I'm going to do that. It's a low number. Fingers crossed. That'll be my play, pivoting from the IL'd Blake Snell.
Yeah. And when you have a bad day like yesterday, the best thing to do is go back to the basics. And the basics are find good teams going against bad teams, and the law of averages typically will work in your favor. So hopefully it will today. And again, if you're like me and you're in on Soto, just bet it all, because if he goes yard, guess what? That's the hit, that's the home run, that's the RBI, that's everything. And it's already a positive day if you just go all in on Juan Soto there. But again, you might as well go in on the Yankees at the same time, or the same time, same team, same time. Come back tomorrow for the same time with this same team for more best bets of the day with Joey P and the Welsh. All right, Welsh, let's get to the home run board in a second, because first I want to show you this, because I sent you this yesterday and this made me laugh out loud. So I figured if I liked it and you liked it, the Peanuts and Cracker Jacks would. Somebody won the internet. This guy, Matt Coggins, said the Tigers bullpen is just every type of guy at any given bar in the Midwest. And you can't unsee this. And this is why you listen to the podcast. You got to watch the podcast, because I could not think of a more accurate description of this tweet. The guy on the
what's the guy on the top right?
All of them are unsettling for different reasons. But some fabulous mullet work here as well.
Yeah, Andrew
Chaffin's this to
me
is just amazing.
Who is that guy in the top right?
I'm not even sure who that one is. I can't even see right now because it's
either can he.
But this made me laugh right there.
Yeah,
the Tigers bullpen, definitely Midwestern bar, definitely there. So I hope you enjoyed that. That's your little funny moment of the day. Also, not funny, unfortunately. The home run leaderboard, I have sunk further. I'm at 10 overall. There are 3 teams with 10 homers, 1, 2 with 9, and then I'm in the clump of 8. I don't want to get to that second side. So, spoiler alert, I think everybody knows where I'm going with my home run call today. It's Juan Soto. Not giving anything away there. Obviously, that's pretty easy. What's your thoughts here, Welsh? Where are you going for your home run call today?
By the way, I did get on the board yesterday. Gunnar Henderson was my home run call, and he got on a little bit later. I don't know what that gets me at, 4 or 5. Someone let me know. Wonky, maybe let me know. If I'm at 5, I'm close to getting back on the board, but I might only have 4, so I'm not sure. But I am going to go. It's a little bit of an easier play today, picking on the home run other side. Give me Jordan Alvarez. Give me Jordan Alvarez to get a big bomb in this matchup. I think the matchup works pretty well. Pitcher against, pretty high home run to 9. I'm completely forgetting who it is right now. It's completely out of my brain, but Jordan Alvarez is my pick of the day.
There you go. And don't forget, everybody, if you haven't already, sync your leagues to my playbook MLB. It'll help you sort through the waiver wire, make trades, suggest trades for you, also manage lineups in multiple spots. If you're having a hard time going from this place to that place, trying to set all your lineups, don't worry about it. Just do it at my playbook. If you have like 5, 6 leagues or even 2, it's a great time saver. It's free. Sync your league. Of course, when you're premium, you get more bells and whistles, but at least try it. Sync your leagues today. It's quick. You can do it in like less than a minute. You can sync your leagues. It's so easy to do. So do that right now. Download the app or go to fantasypros.com/MLB my playbook. And as Welsh said earlier, don't forget Discord right now. After leading off is over, cleaning up is right around the corner. So join us for another half hour talking baseball. If you've got questions about who to drop, who to trade for, or just life questions, what you should use on your baseball glove, any of the above,
or your face,
we will help you. Or your face. We can do any of those things.
Probably going to shave this today. My wife's getting on my case, so it's probably be gone. So,
yesterday, Heston Kjerstad came up, obviously made his major league debut and went 0 for 4. So immediately he stinks, right? Like we know that now. Like he's terrible. He's the worst. Everybody's already saying what a disappointment. It's one game. Boy, the Orioles have very little room for error with these prospects. Like that's either, everyone forgets how bad Gunnar Henderson was for about 2.5 months last year.
Oh God, people
let that be a reminder too for everybody's that Corbin Carroll or O'Neal Cruz. Just go back and look at the stats for Gunnar Henderson last year from April to about June 15th. He was dreadful. So patience, my friends.
Corbin Carroll right now.
There you go. There you go. All right. Join us over at Cleaning Up again right now over on Discord, or go to discord.com/cleaning up. That'll do it for us. But the story of the game goes on for the Welsh. I'm Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids.